not actually have access to the sanitary pads that we might have access to. And others, due to this, they are actually impaired to do most of their work. So they are actually affected. So menstruation is supposed to be invisible and silent. So most people do not actually want to hear about it. So what are the myths and beliefs about menstruation? So usually, like I introduced this topic, it's almost a taboo to talk about it. So most people in African communities, as well as us down here in Uganda, we think that some people are not supposed to eat certain types of food, you're not supposed to touch the opposite sex, you're not supposed to cook, you're not supposed to go for religious functions. So these are myths and beliefs, and we all know that these myths and beliefs are false. So what exactly they need? They need to know the options they have. What they can use. You can use a tampon, you can use a pad, you can use a menstrual cup. So you have to let them know about all this. You teach them about menstrual hygiene and also about eating a balanced diet. They are losing blood. They're supposed to replace this. So we are supposed to teach people about this. So education by parents about reproductive health, sexuality, it's almost a no-go area. So all we know as growing up when we were kids was that you should never engage in it. It wasn't about what could come out of it. It was never about what could happen. We all got to know this either from class as you're doing your reproductive classes, or later now that you have grown up and you can Google and search most of this. So this often leaves it an understated area, yet it directly influences development. For example, if we are suffering from menstrual cramps or something, sometimes you're going to have to miss out on class, you're going to have to miss out on work, and all this is going to affect you as a person and your performance. And in cases where you're directly affected with the development of a country, definitely this is going to lag us behind. So it affects the educational aspects like school attendance, performance, and dropout rates. And then they face, like I earlier said, there is stigma. Usually we know that if you went to a school where you are mixed, and then suddenly you stand up and your skirt has been soiled or something, somehow it was an embarrassment. No one could stand up and say, oh my God, it's a normal thing. It was always an embarrassment and still is. Then disposable sanitary towels are often expensive and available in most rural areas. A sanitary pad goes for a cost of 2,500. And you know that most households practically survive on that. So if you consider that, let me say you're a household of 5 girls. A parent can't exactly give out 10,000 shillings and then the rest of the family goes hungry. Then, despite this, they use local materials that are unhygienic, non-absorbent, and uncomfortable. And this comes with negative hygiene and health effects. So, like I said, this One Health, we are all trying to work towards a common goal. And all this is organized to attain the Sustainable Development Goals. So, how did this project come to line up with one of these? So we have what we call ensure inclusive and equitable quality and promote lifelong learning opportunities. Like I earlier showed you, it's going to affect school attendance and people's participation. Even the teachers themselves, the female teachers, they will not show up for class to teach. So you're going to find that girls are going to miss up to 8 days of school every term. So imagine if one of these 8 days, it's actually your examination period. So you're going to repeat a class. Then 30% of them leave school because of poor access of sanitary pads, and this was reported in the New Vision of the 4th of August 2013. So the Sustainable Development Goal, the 5th, another one is achieving gender equality and empowering women. Like I earlier said, menstruation is considered a taboo, and people are stigmatized by it. So we are not empowering these women at all. So if you're not empowering them, then we are not going to achieve our goal of gender equality. So we have to encourage and promote these facilities or bring them closer to these guys to empower these women. So, like I said, why did we do this project? We had to justify why we did it. First was to bring us closer to attaining our sustainable development goals. And I'm sure you know that there are some reusable pads on the market and all that, but they're also restricted to how far they can spread this information. So because of the resources, first of all, as well as the prohibitive nature in some of these rural areas. So we found that in the community that we visited, they did not have an idea of what that was. So we chose to teach them about it. So we used the One Health approach to tackle this and pull this project through. So our objective was to support and strengthen the capacity of the schools, girls and women in managing menstrual hygiene using the One Health approach, to increase their awareness and to teach girls how to locally make these reusable sanitary pads. So we went to one primary school in Bale, in Chipiniko, and their school dropout rate for a district is at 37%. So one of the first things as you're going to implement a project, you have to first go through the right protocols. So we went through the district leaders, finally went to the school and the school administration. Because you know, with this, then the community is more receptive. You do not just appear in a community and talk to them. So what did we first discover? First, we assessed the school attendance records, and this is from the lowest primary class to primary 7. As you can see, in P1, there are 23 girls, but in P7, there are only 2 girls. So you wonder where the rest of the 21 girls went. So most of the reasons that we found out from the fellow girls was that most of them drop out due to early marriages, pregnancies, and menstrual periods. So what did we do first? You have to first educate them. Teach them what menstruation is, because some of these students had not yet started their menstruation, and for those that started, they helped enlighten us and tell us what they know. So we taught them how to capture the blood, how to dispose of, and how to maintain hygiene. And then, since knowledge is power, we empowered the girls about the factual information of their bodies and how to look forward to them. And then, to ensure sustainability of some of these, continued teaching, we distributed 100 needles, thread, cotton, and absorbent material. So how did we teach them to make a pad? First of all, we drew charts and laid out simple steps with which they could make a pad. And these charts we left them with the school teachers to teach them further how to make the pads. And then finally, even the students made a return demonstration and remade also a pad of their own. So conclusion, reusable pads are a cost-effective method, and teachers can actually teach themselves and other students how to make this pad. And first of all, it encourages community, ownership, and involvement, because old cotton clothes are a readily available material from what they have. So they can easily continue making use of this to make their lives comfortable. And then they can also be income generative. For someone who can get a very beautiful piece of cotton cloth and make one out of them, they can sell them at a very low price. So one of our limitations where we could not actually make an extensive impact was that time, and then the taboo as well. Most people were shy to actually start talking about it. So our way forward is to probably assess how far the project has gone, and to also manage to set up private areas where they can maintain the hygiene. I'd like to thank the One Health for East and Central Africa and the USAID for funding our projects, and the mentorship from the Secretariat, University of Minnesota, and Tufts University, our supervisors, and our team on ground, and as well as my group mates. Thank you so much.